Good morning. Hola, mi amigos. Let's see. The brights do much? Not really, eh? It is a bitter morning out. Excuse the phrase, but I'm gonna say the old time saying of it's colder than a witch's titty. You can almost see the outline of the mountain there. It is negative 15 degrees. Oh, sorry, guy. Didn't mean to blind you there with that good old bright, you know. So that video Tim put up, I watched that shit. That shit was hilarious. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched a couple minutes of it, and I showed the kids in the end him making fun of those people driving. That shit was so hilarious. Which brings me to my next point. I mean, I almost pissed myself. I was laughing so hard. So, Ann got an email this morning. I'm sorry, I'm drinking coffee and videotaping and steering. Okay, so, because I couldn't find my mug this morning because it's right here in the truck. So I just got my coffee cup that says, drink coffee, stack bodies. One of my faves. So anyway, Ann gets an email this morning saying the kids at the school they go to no longer have to wear masks in school. Isn't that crazy? So last week, her daughter was feeling a little under the weather. Last Friday, the school calls. Say, just so you know, Sophia is sick. And you have three options. Option one, you go get a COVID test. And it has to be negative, okay? Option two, she stays home for 10 days. Okay? Remote learning. Or option three, which completely contradict the first two options, was keep her in school and we'll just monitor her symptoms. Okay? So if you have half a brain, you already know. Those, like, what's the point of even having options at that point? So, let's see here. So she actually, the cold she had got kind of worse through the weekend, and she's doing much better this morning already. But yesterday morning and Monday morning, she had this wet, nasty cough. Nose was beet red, blowing it constantly. So we're like, man, we're just anticipating the school to call. We got to go pick up Sophie. She's sick. And Ann didn't know what she was going to do. Because if she left work to go get her sick kid, then her job would then require her to have a test. Because there's somebody sick in the house, you know? And she wasn't going to do a test, so they're going to have to send her home for 10 days without pay. Which, that's, a lot of fucking money for her. And a lot of money for anybody. It's a fucking paycheck. So, she was kind of in a rock and a hard place. She's like, what do we do? What do we do? Isn't that beautiful? Pause for a minute. What do we do? And I was like, well, I'll go get her. Just shoot me if the school calls you. Just don't even tell anybody at school. Just shoot me a text and I'll go get her. My job doesn't give two shits. And they never called. Interestingly enough. Now, this morning, after giving the kids the news, they don't have to wear masks anymore. Her son, this is where social programming came into play. Me and him had a really good talk while making breakfast this morning about brainwashing, social programming. And he asked me, he's 11 years old. He's like, you think people are programmed? And I said, dude, your mom told you didn't have to wear a mask in school today. And literally within the first 2 minutes after saying that, you went to grab a mask for school. And he's like, and he like had like kind of a realization. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, oh, yeah. So that's where we are. They're lightening the load, lightening up restrictions. No more masks in school. But if you're sick, you got to have a negative COVID test. If you have a positive COVID test, then you have to isolate for 5 days. So here's the stipulations. If you have a positive COVID test, you have to isolate for 5 days at home. It's going to stop soon. When you come back to school, you have to wear a mask for another 5 days. How stupid. Talk to you guys later. Love you. Peace.